time for the opening drive.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico
For 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Ho, ho, freaking ho. Or is that COVID? What on earth? Hope you had a great Christmas. Greetings to you and Merry Monday. 'Tis that week. It's that weird week. It is that week where you kind of got to go to work, but what are you going to get done? Or maybe you don't got to go to work, or I don't know. Maybe A. Marie's not going to go to work. And Steph is in today. Hi, Steph. JJ's here today, too. It's all of us back together. Merry Christmas, post-Christmas. How are you?
What did it do?
It do. How's Christmas, you guys?
It was a very nice weekend. Thank you. How about yourself?
It was nice. It was chill. It was quiet. It was good. You got a 2.5, almost 3-year-old. Well, basically 3-year-old now.
Yes.
I mean, Christmas with a 3-year-old is like you got the stories, right?
Yeah, he understood what was going on.
Yeah.
Woke up Saturday like Santa came. He's like, Santa came.
Yeah.
Lit up, ran down, just started ripping open the gifts, and
Attaboy.
great moment.
Attaboy. See, I mean, you miss that at all? I do too. I know. Well, I think it was always that, but mine was like, went to bed late, and I'm like, well, you got to get, Santa's coming. She's like, Dad, like, come on, all right, what time we getting up? You got to go back to Mom's, and she's like, I don't know, and she kind of got up about 8:30, and back in the day it was a crack of dawn. Now it's 8:30, and just kind of whenever we get there, like, really, what happened to the enthusiasm, And then she drove away in her car and went to her mom's house. I'm like, man, my world has changed. You know what I'm saying? It was still great. Don't get me wrong. It was still really cool. And she's still kind of hurt, and she got her wisdom teeth out last week. So she was still kind of, but yeah, it was different, man. Enjoy the 3-year-old and the 4-year-old and the 5-year-old Christmas. Cause it's not that it was not great, cause it was, it's just a different great. Hope you all had a great Christmas and a wonderful holiday. And if you're off this week, thanks for being with us. If you're working this week, well, thanks for being with us. Stephanie's in for A. Marie today. Adrian, hope you had a great Christmas as well. And we're here for you today at 505-246-0610. There was football games on Christmas Day. Packers were winners on Christmas Day. The Arizona Cardinals were not winners on Christmas Day. And then we had a full day of the NFL yesterday. We're going to get into what's going on in college football. I think we have bowl games today. The Sun Bowl now is in jeopardy. The Fenway Bowl, that's the Wasabi Fenway Bowl, and the Military Bowl have been shut down. That now goes with the Hawaii Bowl that was not played on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, on Christmas Eve. I kind of missed it on Christmas Eve. I'm not going to lie to you. We had that slot last year.
Yes.
All right. And it's kind of a wonderful television slot, and it's Hawaii's. And when Hawaii didn't play last year, because of the COVID, and we moved our game to Frisco, our game went into that slot. It did very, very well in the television time slot from that angle. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of missed having a game on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it was one of those days where you're just looking around going, guess we're doing this non-sports thing today.
Yeah, I guess that's how it is. It's how it always used to be. You get today you get 2 games. Well, you were supposed to get 2 games. You only get 1 game today. You get the Quick Lane Bowl and a Mountain West Conference team in Nevada, whatever's left of that Mountain West Conference team in Nevada. That'll be at 9 o'clock our time. 10 o'clock on a Monday morning in Detroit, Michigan, Western Michigan, and Nevada. Nevada's a 7-point. Who's playing for Nevada? Like 20 dudes down,
question.
right? I mean, like Carson Strong opted out. The coaching staff went to Colorado State. I mean, it's hard to take Nevada in this game, isn't it? Now watch them come out and blow Western Michigan out of the built. But this is one of those where the Mountain West right now is 4-0 in bowl games. It's hard to take Nevada on basically a road game, isn't it?
It is very hard. This is when you absolutely would put everything on Western Michigan based on what you know about Nevada right now.
Which is, I mean, I don't know much about them except for who's not there. And what I always tell you, I don't care about what you're not doing. I go to tell me what you do, who is there. All right, we'll get there. Big NFL day yesterday. Broncos had an opportunity to move into a good position for a playoff spot. They did not get it done. They lose at Allegiant 17-13. Steph, the Cowboys scored 56 points. It was 42 at halftime. It was, well, okay, so what was I watching last night? I was watching a Washington football team who I thought had gotten so much better and was in line for a shot at one of those last playoff spots, who goes in there and got pantsed in the first half in Texas last night.
You're watching a slump buster
Fair enough.
for Dak Prescott, and just now the true division between the teams, the haves and the have-nots.
Especially
we can talk about all these teams. Oh, they have a shot. They're going to make the playoffs. That's cool. Are you really that good of a football team? You're not. And Dallas can be. They have those traits on both sides of the football.
Especially in the NFC. Would you agree?
Yes.
I mean, the difference right now between the teams who are leading their division, and that's Dallas, Green Bay, Tampa, and the Rams are back on top, and the teams who are holding on to a playoff spot or hoping to get a playoff spot. And I was not on the Arizona's done bandwagon, and I'm still holding on to they're not done because they've lost 3 in a row. But they might be, and they've got to figure this thing out, because the difference between, and put them in your order, Green Bay, Dallas, Tampa, and the Rams, and then the next teams up, which would be Arizona and Philadelphia, are the teams that are 8-win teams. I just, what am I looking at? And we watched it last night. Washington is still holding on for hope. The Vikings couldn't beat the Rams at home yesterday. New Orleans, I don't even know who their quarterbacks are now. I mean, what they're doing with Taysom Hill out. You're right. The difference between the haves and the haves not, especially in the NFC, I think is a big gap.
Yeah, and it's something that we've always kind of just looked at, and it was really, who do you trust in terms of the real Super Bowl contenders? I think in those top 4, you trust. Can Arizona win a game or two? You would want to say yes, but the last 3 games makes it really hard to look at that football team and say that they're going to flip that switch, that all of a sudden, without DeAndre Hopkins, they're going to go in there and Kyler Murray is going to look like the MVP candidate. He has that ability, but this football team, early in the season, they were playing well on both sides of football. Yeah. Before his injury, Colt McCoy came in, they won some games, and you're like, this is what really good football teams do. The last 3 weeks, it is just really hard to wrap your mind around what has happened to Arizona, because they look so lifeless at times offensively.
And they lose. Look, there's 2 good teams that they lost to, because I do think the Colts are a good team now. And I think the Rams are a good team. They lose to the Lions in there and got blued out the built by the Lions. Got run out of the building by the Lions. So in their last 5 games, they have lost to the Panthers, who are bad. Can we agree they're bad?
They're bad football.
That was the Cam Newton I'm back game, right? They beat Seattle, who's bad. They beat the Bears, who are not good. They lose to the Rams, the Lions, and the Colts. I guess I got to. I mean, I keep thinking, all right, I know what I saw at the beginning of the season. They were the last undefeated team. They were the last undefeated team in the National Football League, and now we're sitting here and wondering, can they win again? They got the Cowboys next week, and then they finish with Seattle. They're not beating the Cowboys next week. They're not. Although, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Texans beat the Chargers yesterday. So, I mean, I don't know.
Scored 41 points on the Chargers yesterday. So they absolutely can beat Dallas, but they're a team that you've lost all trust in.
100%. The AFC's different. I think the separation really, to me, is one team, and it's Kansas City. After that, do you think there's a big separation? Do you put anybody else on their same shelf? Buffalo beats New England yesterday to take control of the AFC East, but do you trust Buffalo? We were all trusting New England more than Buffalo until yesterday.
New England, say hello to the Arizona Cardinals, because you guys are in the same boat right now. All of a sudden, at this point in the season, when we're trying to, all right, who do we like? Where we putting our money on? Where are we ranking these teams? And you're watching them going, oh, that's rough. That was a big-time victory for Buffalo, because you're just kind of waiting. And I know they're a team that you want to like. They have Josh Allen. They've won games. But there's an element of, who have you beat? What have you done? Okay, you've been winning some games, but, and then I think you kind of just put an asterisk around that crazy Monday night game where
Well,
like New England won like throwing 3 passes, and then look at what happened yesterday when you're able to put some pressure on the Patriots, and that's back-to-back games that you have to be concerned. We knew the formula for New England is if Mac Jones has to play from behind, what's it going to look like? And it has been great so far.
there's a number of quarterbacks like that. I think Kyler Murray's kind of there now, right? If Kyler Murray has to play from behind,
Which is wild.
it is wild. I 100%, right? Because we thought he's on the precipice of being the next guy. They were 7-0, and he was an MVP candidate. For New England, JJ, they won 7 in a row. And, yeah, in there they beat the Jets and the Panthers, but they also beat the Chargers, who, I don't know, I mean, some people think are good. They beat the Titans, who were the number 2 seed in the AFC. They beat the Bills in that weird game. And now they've lost to a good Colts team and a good Bills team. They play the Jags next week, and they'll get healthy. But so is there anybody in the AFC? Is it the Chiefs and then everybody else?
Yeah, it's the Chiefs that right now, the consistency, I'm buying into what they're doing on both sides of the
100%.
football. Everyone else has their moments. Like, you can talk yourself into the right day for Joe Burrow against a depleted Ravens defense, but that's twice that he's blown up that Baltimore defense. Tennessee, they just find a way.
I'm on Tennessee.
Yeah, and if they get Derrick Henry back and he's anywhere near what you expect, because A.J. Brown looked pretty darn good on Thursday Night Football.
Yes.
So you can run down the Colts, just buying into who they are. The Colts are essentially the Patriots. They're just like, we're going to try to play the best defense we can, run the football, try to stop us, and teams haven't been able to stop the Colts lately.
All right. Right now, your division leaders, the Chiefs, the Titans, the Bengals, and the Bills. In the AFC North, everybody's alive, including the Steelers, who looked dead. Not just done yesterday. They looked dead yesterday. Just pathetic, lethargic, done yesterday.
Where did that come from? We knew Big Ben had his issues, but now they're soft.
So soft is an issue, right? But they were coming back and winning by 1 point against teams who would go for 2, and they win by a point here, or they pull something out. They played the best team in the AFC yesterday and got run out the building. Now next week they'll play whoever they play in their division, and they'll probably look good against them, whether it's the Browns or the Bengals or the Steelers. They're going to play the Browns next week. I mean, they could beat the Browns next week, because did you watch Baker Mayfield the other day? I mean, that's a whole nother story. All right, we're here for you. How'd your team do? Because most of you are still alive. Unless you're the Jets or the Jaguars or the Texans or the Giants or the Lions or the Panthers, I think, or the Seahawks now. Sorry, Dan. You're all still alive in some respect for a playoff spot with 2 weeks to go. So we can get in on that. We'll get in on the bowl games. We got basketball to get through. Had your feast on. What'd you do on Christmas now with all the football and the hoop? Kind of an untraditional Christmas for you, wasn't it? 505-246-0610. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, Stephanie, and Adrian on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal and ProView Networks.
Titus and Tate, a podcast from
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Hi, I'm Joe with Everguard Roofing and Solar, and I'm proud to say I'm standing next to our University of New Mexico Lobo football quarterback, Terry Wilson. We at Everguard Roofing and Solar are active in our community, and we love the Lobos.
What I love about Everguard Roofing and Solar is their commitment to excellence, and that's what I'm all about. That's why I support this company, because they care about the people of New Mexico.
A hole in your roof or a whole new roof?
Go Lobos. The gruesomeness of fantasy football in COVID era and everybody injured era. And yeah, dude, that league I was telling you about, yeah, I scored the most points in the league the week before, the most points in the league this week, but last week I scored like almost nothing and got knocked out. It's just brutal. Yeah, I'd beat everybody again this week. You too?
Yes.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right, here for you at 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. So no Lobo men's basketball tomorrow. And basically the Mountain West right now is, I mean, hell, college athletics for the most part is struggling. How do you feel college athletics is handling this in regards to pro sports, right? Pro sports are moving. Now, granted, you can find replacements in pro sports and you cannot in college athletics, and I think that therein lies the huge issue. But with bowls getting shut down, with Rutgers replacing, who was it in the Gator Bowl that said they were out? It was why am I forgetting who's out of the Gator Bowl? Texas A&M. Virginia not being able to play in the Military Bowl. You're having the Fenway Bowl shut down. The Sun Bowl now with issues with Miami. It's a struggle. How do you feel college athletics is handling this in regards to the COVID in comparison to what we're watching in pro sports?
Well, I think there's in college, you're so much more of an unknown because at least in pro sports, you have kind of these leagues and unions coming together saying these are the player protocols as opposed to pretty much every university handling it differently on what they want to see on campus, where they're at in terms of players coming back. We really don't know much, but we have a better understanding, at least, of what these leagues are trying to do with their players. And I think we've seen, at least in college basketball, teams kind of adjust quickly in the last few weeks, putting some games together. And I think you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to be willing to move around conference schedules. You're going to have to move dates. It's going to be incredibly hard on tickets and what you want to do. But if you want to get to a point where you get some games in, you're going to have to, or there's going to be teams sitting on the sideline for a while.
You know, it's really tough with the conference games now because, for instance, this Lobo game tomorrow that will not be played tomorrow against Colorado State, and there's, you know, we had this conversation last week. Well, they got to find a game, right? Let them play Panhandle or whatever. Well, here's the issue. If they make up the game against Colorado State, and at this point that is the intent, right? Then you would be over the limit. So you can't schedule another game unless you get an NCAA waiver, which I don't think you're going to for that, because assuming you make up that game with Colorado State, then you will be over the NCAA limit. Well, then don't make it. Well, no, a game against Panhandle is going to have to come secondary to a conference game against the best team in your league. And so you've got that issue. If it was a non-conference game, you could go, all right, we're not going to play that game. We're not going to play Rice. We're going to go play whoever. This is different. And you are going to see, I do believe, my gut tells me, my gut tells me, just because I've been watching a little bit of what the numbers are saying coming out of Africa and where this variant started, it sounds like about a month and a half into this, the numbers really dropped in Africa. And so it feels to me like we're going to have a bad month, and we're in it. We're a week and a half into it, which means to me mid to late February, you're going to play a lot of games. And you're going to have 3 to 4 games in a week. You're going to be making up games, and it's going to be imperfect, and everybody's going to be tired and dogged. But
the travel schedule, like all that stuff, it's easy to say, oh, play this game, but then you got to get there.
Well, you got to get there. You got to find a television window.
Got to have a place to stay.
Yep.
You got to make it work from getting there, getting back.
Well, the television piece is big because that's what's paying the bills.
Yeah. What games can you get on TV? Is the TV going to be able to put those games on based on those windows? Because this was a TV game for the Lobos tomorrow night, 9 o'clock tip-off, and you already see it. Like San Jose State has already postponed their next 3 games on their men's basketball. So teams that were supposed to start Mountain West Conference play yesterday, Colorado State, New Mexico, San Jose State, Nevada, Utah State, UNLV, will not be playing.
Yeah. One team that is playing, and did you see they didn't play the final of the Diamond Head Classic? They played this 5th place game, Wyoming and South Florida. Wyoming won 2 out of 3 out there. Wyoming's 10-2. They put a beating on South Florida on Christmas Day, 77-57. So they're pretty good. Your game scheduled for tomorrow, the Colorado State-New Mexico game has been postponed. So you will get Fresno State and Boise State. I'm going to assume that's a TV game. Do they move that into a TV window? I mean, they can't move it to I guess they could move it to the 9 o'clock window, but that's what you're going to get. And then Wednesday, you're supposed to get Nevada, San Jose State. That has been postponed. You'll get Utah State and Air Force, a 1 o'clock in the afternoon game on Wednesday. And then, I mean, we're kind of into it, but are we? I mean, Lobos are supposed to be in Reno on New Year's Day. They've already postponed San Jose State, Utah State. This is it is so wonky right now. It feels like where we were a year ago, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I mean, at least you're playing in New Mexico. At least you're playing at home. But it feels like where we were a year ago. I've talked to buddies running bowl games. I mean, Bernie down at the Sun Bowl, he's trying to find a team. John Cicenti runs the Las Vegas Bowl. I was talking to him yesterday. He says, well, at least I got teams on the ground, right? I mean, they were a couple of games away.
I know it ruins absolutely everything, but are some of these matchups, do you just say, hey, do you want to play this game, yes or no, to get a team that didn't have the COVID fly them in, play a football game?
So you're talking about a Memphis. You're talking about one of these teams that was left on the other side of one of those other. See, that because
it feels programs, like, gifts, like all that stuff.
I get it. It feels like that's the answer. But the teams on the other side was like, what, East Carolina, Memphis, and...
Because Memphis flew back with the trophy.
Yeah.
We're champs.
Okay, give me that damn thing. So Memphis won the Hawaii Bowl. It was, who was on the other side of the Fenway game? Was it, I don't remember who it was. All those teams said, yeah, our season's over. Well, everybody else said their season's over too, right? I mean, Rutgers had said their season's over, and they cobbled it back together, and they're going to play in the Gator Bowl. So that seems to me like the easy answer. I know there was some talk about UTEP because they're right there in El Paso playing Washington State, but there's a rule you can't play another game. Yeah. But I got to believe the NCAA committee.
Where was SMU? Because that would be
the other team. Yeah,
an intriguing team to send over to El Paso.
Yeah, no, and if they disperse, see, here's going to be a big issue now, and this is where, this is what happened last year. Remember, I told you last year I was really glad that we played pre-Christmas, and again this year I was really glad we played pre-Christmas. Now everybody got back yesterday, right? All the teams, all the young men, all the players who went home for Christmas. They traveled, they went, and assuming that their flights weren't amongst the 1,000 or whatever flights that were canceled over the weekend, that they get back, now they're going to be testing. Well, what do you think the news is going to be today?
Not good in some places?
Probably not good in some places. And so I think Bernie's probably sitting around waiting, trying to find, well, not sitting around. He's not sitting around at all, trying to fill that Sun Bowl. I mean, Washington State's on the ground there. Washington State's in El Paso. They got their mariachi welcome, and they were at Topgolf yesterday, and they're there. You know what we'll do? Let's reach out to Nick Carparelli this week too. He's the executive director of bowl season, formerly in the Football Bowl Association. Have a conversation with him. But college basketball's like right in that same boat. Remember, I don't know if I told you this when I saw you during bowl week so briefly, but I said I'm glad we were playing then, because why would we possibly think it wasn't going to affect college athletics? Right? It's real right now. It's real. How's college athletics handling it? I don't know. I mean, it's not like they can go like the NFL can and go find Gail Gilbert or Garrett Gilbert or whoever's playing quarterback for the. So who's playing quarterback for the Saints tonight?
Ian Book.
Yeah, Ian Book, the former Notre Dame guy. Who played quarterback for? Was it Josh Johnson for the Ravens?
Josh Johnson will play quarterback for you if you need him to.
I promise you he will. He'll be 62 years old. He'll go out and throw you 2 touchdown passes and find Mark Andrews. Oh, that's another one. 505-246-0610. Steph is taking your calls. Adrian's putting you on TV. We're here for you. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Glad you're with us on a Monday morning on ProView Networks at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
610, the sports animal.
Joey B went for 525 yesterday. That's right. Joe Burrow threw for 525 yards yesterday. He was motivated by Wink Martindale. Wink Martindale didn't think much of him. And so Joe Burrow went out. But when you're at 525 and the record's like 540, don't you just go out and get that? That's one of those records you're going to have one chance in your life to go get, if you're lucky, right? Don't you send him back out there and let him.
And if there's a team to do it against,
that would be them.
It's the Ravens, who earlier in the year, was this year, right?
It was this year, yes.
That Harbaugh was like, oh, we wanted to keep the streak alive of 100 yards 100%, rushing as 100%. A team. So you could have absolutely gone out there and go, oh, we were going for the record, because Harbaugh knows how important these things are.
100%. That was against you and Vic Fangio and your Denver football Broncos. Yes. Remember that? The 100 yards rushing consecutive, whatever the hell it was. Yes. That, I mean, 100%. I mean, let him go out and get it. Otto Graham has a freaking record. Like leather helmets, no face mask, Otto Graham. That's like Babe Ruth's record. Like, let the man go get 550 or whatever the number was. Yes.
Do it.
I got 50 points at him in a fantasy league. Joe Burrow. No, it didn't count. But it would have been nice. I would have absolutely let that happen. All right, what hit you in the NFL yesterday? Let's go. Cowboys 56 and the Washington football team 14. I don't know if I'm ready to tell you I'm buying in that the Cowboys are back after that. Offensively, it was, to your point, a slump buster game. Dak played 3 quarters and went for 330. Zeke ran for, a touchdown? Didn't do much. They finally got the ball to CeeDee Lamb a little bit, 8 times and 9 targets. Your take out of that is, because to me it's more Washington is brutal than Dallas is really good.
Yeah,
Dallas is really good.
It's one where this is a Dallas offense that, even with Jerry Jones saying they're in a slump and Dak Prescott, maybe he's hurt, he's not doing this, he's not doing that, they have enough to compete. And you can even go back to the first game of the season, what they did in Tampa Bay. And it's different in the playoffs. But that's one of the offenses, if you look at those 4 teams at NFC, and say, I believe that they can do it in a game against one of these other teams. Not so much for anyone else, but these top 4, if you needed them to try to keep pace, if they get in a shootout, they can.
How would you rank those top 4? You're saying in whatever order, it's Green Bay, it's Dallas, it's the Rams, and it's Tampa Bay. How would you rank those 4 offenses?
Ranking right now, I would go Green Bay, Dallas, LA, or Tampa, and then LA.
That's exactly how I would do it. Yeah.
Is even with the depleted weapons, I'm going Tom Brady over Stafford.
Well, in the only reason I don't have them higher than I have the Cowboys is because Fournette's out. Although Ronald Jones looked really nice the other day, and so Tom Brady is Tom Brady, and so I'm not putting it at the bottom of any list when it comes to that. So if you can tell me it's Green Bay, and then it's Dallas, and then it's Tampa Bay, and it's the Rams, so then rank their defenses. Because we all think it's going to be one of those four in the Super Bowl, right? So rank their defenses.
Green Bay, Dallas, LA, Tampa Bay.
See, I go Dallas, Tampa Bay, Green Bay, LA. And that's why Dallas could get to the Super Bowl.
It can happen.
I think Dallas' defense is legit. Now, they beat up on Taylor Heineke the other day, yesterday, which is fine. Okay. And they may get Taylor Heineke or somebody like that in the first round of the playoffs. Fine. Then they're going to get Tom Brady or they're going to get Aaron Rodgers at some point. And they may have to do it in Lambeau because I don't know if you watched Aaron Rodgers go the other day, but he looked pretty damn good again. But Dallas's defense, like what Dan Quinn has done, and I don't know if Dan Quinn's earned himself another shot at being a head coach, but their defensive coordinator, what I'll tell you what, you can rip on Mike McCarthy all you want. He's surrounded himself by pretty good people, right? Dan Quinn is a fantastic defensive coordinator. Fantastic defensive coordinator. You can tell me he didn't do well as a head coach in Atlanta. I'll tell you, well, he went to the Super Bowl. Damn near won it. Well, he lost it, Jeff. Did you see the choke? Okay. Kellen Moore is quickly rising a star as there is in the National Football League coaching ranks. Is that right?
He is.
He's surrounded himself by phenomenal coordinators. That like Dallas, when it's all said and done, if they're healthy, if Dak is healthy, and those four receivers, when I include Dalton Schultz and Cooper and CeeDee Lamb and Gallup, they've got two running backs they can go to right now. Their defense is making plays, not just stopping people, but making plays. Dallas is nice right now, as much as it pains me to say it.
And they have a quarterback that has elite traits. It's not just a guy that you look at and say, this is a good team, manage it. What's he going to do under pressure? Dak Prescott can play with any of the guys that we talk about. Dak Prescott can have moments where he is a top 5 quarterback in this league. That is why they paid him. That is why so many people believe in him in this offense, because he is that good. And you look at the NFC right now, and yesterday helped out a lot, but they have the best point differential in the NFC. They're outscored their opponent so far by 150 points. Only gave up 307 points on the season. If you look at teams right now that are in playoff position, Arizona has given up 306. New Orleans has only given up 285 points. That defense is great right now. But question marks across the board. This Dallas team on both sides of football is real.
505-246-0610. All right, Cowboy fan, you got to feel good. Where are you today? Bronco fan, we're going to get into you next. You had an opportunity yesterday. Couldn't come through. Biggest loser of the day to me? Oh, Lenny. Your Jets won, but it just doesn't matter. It's the Chargers. Biggest that's easy, right? Biggest loser of the day.
Big, fat L.
A big dump in their pants. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Panera believes in saying yes.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, I'm Joe with Everguard Roofing and Solar, and I'm proud to say I'm standing next to our University of New Mexico Lobo football quarterback, Terry Wilson. We at Everguard Roofing and Solar are active in our community, and we love the Lobos.
What I love about Everguard Roofing and Solar is their commitment to excellence, and that's what I'm all about. That's why I support this company, because they care about the people of New Mexico.
A hole in your roof or a whole new roof?
Go Lobos!
Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today.
My football. Nevada, Western Michigan in the Quick Lane Bowl on a Monday morning in Detroit, Michigan. We'll get that for you. Or at least we'll get you updated as it gets started.
Great time to play. Name 3 players that will be playing for Nevada.
I mean,
I got nothing.
Tua Tawa? Will he play?
They got nothing for you.
I don't know either. All right, emails are coming in, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Find us on the Twitter, _JJ Buck. You can hit us on the text line. That's 505-246-0610. You can also call us on that number. Steph will take your call, I believe, right? And put you on the radio with us. Dan says, Bienvenido, Gato Steffi, Jeffrey Juan Jose No Ana Maria. Was this the worst weekend of footy ever? It's hard to watch this patched COVID together crap. It's from Dan. It was rough at times. I would tell you it's not the worst ever. Although it's frustrating, right? I don't know how you bet it, first of all. For those of you who are betting, like, God bless you. Was it the worst ever? I don't know. Is that why Joe Burrow went for 5 1/4? Maybe. Is that why the Chiefs ran through Pittsburgh? No. Is that why the Texans beat the Chargers? I don't believe so. Do you? Simply because Austin Eckler was out? Everybody's affected, right? I mean, you may not know who it all. Like it's frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, but no, I've had worse weekends of football, haven't you?
There were still a lot of good games. You want to talk about both games on Saturday? You
Broncos,
go back to Thursday Night Football.
Broncos Raiders went down to the wire. How do you feel about that, by the way?
Not surprised. That Broncos offense is terrible.
Well, this purgatory that the Broncos find themselves in, and it's with Drew Lock, and so I don't know. Teddy makes a difference, I think, yesterday. But this purgatory that your team finds themselves in, well, they're still holding on, and they're still in the playoff hunt, and they're still in it's just you either got to bottom out or make a run, don't you? I mean, this is because it's year in and year in and year in and year in and year in, year in out. You know what I'm saying? Year after year. That wasn't year in, that was year in. 7 and 8, and there you are hovering right around the Mendoza line again, and you're going to end up probably 8 and 9 this year, and draft in the middle. Maybe, actually, you know what? You might end up at 7 and 10 because the Chargers need next week. It's your franchise feels to me like it's in the worst place possible. They're not a contender, but yet they're not brutal. And so they're holding on to whatever they got, and they're living in this purgatory. You don't get a big draft pick for a quarterback. You missed last year. You just missed. As good as Patrick Surtain is going to be, you missed on whether it was Mac Jones or Justin Fields. And they're sitting there in this purgatory that just feels like you're mired in it and can't get out of it, and you've been there for a number of years.
They play good defense, but they play scared football offensively because they don't have that quarterback, and that's why it's steady Teddy, managed a game, a lot of Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams, but you got to be explosive. And the teams that we talk about winning at a high clip, teams that we say, hey, this team can get to a conference championship game, have explosive elements to their offense, even if at times it might be a game manager quarterback. There's nothing explosive offensively about the Denver Broncos, and it starts with the quarterback position. They just try to get by. And if you manage football games, you can manage to be a 500 team, but nothing more.
Maybe they're thinking they've got a real shot at Aaron Rodgers, right? Maybe, maybe they're going to go all in. Is there a chance Rodgers is looking I know I'm changing the subject on you. Rodgers is looking so much more comfortable in Green Bay. He's looking happy in Green Bay. He's looking like he's not staying there, right?
At this point, I have no idea what Aaron Rodgers. He tries to send like a subtle message every single week, whether it's a shirt he's wearing during an interview or something he says, taking shots. So I have zero idea of what he wants to do, because as frustrated as he was, this or that, like he's still playing better than anyone else at the quarterback position, still winning a ton of football games with the team that he questions their investment in putting things around him. So I have no idea. But yes, if he's available, make that call. I think Russell Wilson.
All right, so Russell Wilson's got to be a plan, right?
Yep.
Russell Wilson's got to be a plan. What else? I mean, are you jumping up in the draft? Who's there? And then you're going to go through the growing pains of the rookie quarterback. I mean, look at all the rookie quarterbacks this year. Zach Wilson beat Trevor Lawrence yesterday. Mac Jones got beat. Who are the other five? Justin Fields. Well, Justin Fields won, but he didn't play, so he didn't win.
Nick
Foles won.
Do you call on Nick Foles? No. QB3 in Chicago.
You do not call on Nick Foles. And who's the other one? Trey Lance isn't playing. So, I mean, drafting at the top, and last year was a deep quarterback class. And with every report coming out, this year is not a deep quarterback class. So even if you go into it, you're basically in the Drew Lock boat again, right? Hoping. So I don't know where the answer is. I look around, I have no idea where their answer is at quarterback. And that's why, as much as I like John Elway, this thing's a mess. This thing's a mess. And I agree with you on the Russell Wilson piece, because I thought Rodgers was going to go there, and he still may. To your point, I have no idea what he's going to do. Russell Wilson. After that, what am I looking at? What's out there? Remember how we were so deep at quarterback? Everybody kind of was set for a minute. And we knew, look, the Steelers are going to be in the market. Who's a more attractive destination for a guy who's going to pick his place? Is it Pittsburgh? Is it Denver? Who's got a better team? Well, who's got a better coach, first of all? Who do you want to play for, Mike Tomlin or what? Is Vic Fangio going to be there? Is this it for him?
Vic Fangio is a very good defensive coach.
Okay.
And he is checking all the boxes of what you'd expect out of Vic Fangio.
Okay.
Competing, they do have a good defense, but it goes back to this idea that you can be more without addressing the quarterback position. And they've tried, they've missed plenty. Look at the dudes that they've tried to get, whether you go back to Paxton Lynch, even the Brock Osweiler coming out of the Peyton Manning era, so many swings and misses at the quarterback position. And and they're not at the point where they're willing to sacrifice the season to develop, because they had it. It was right there.
Yeah,
and he said it was Justin Fields, Mac Jones, and bring in a young quarterback, see what you got. They weren't willing to do that, so that's why you're going to be a team that you're never going to be the worst team in the league, but then you're always going to be like, well, maybe if we just get this veteran guy, let's give this quarterback a chance because he's not terrible, but it's not going to get you over the top. Like, how are you supposed to beat Patrick Mahomes or even Justin Herbert in the future in that division with Teddy Bridgewater?
We can't beat Derek Carr. I think there's going to be 9 teams in the offseason that are in the quarterback market, okay? And so you start going around and saying, where would I go? Here's who I think is going to be in the quarterback market. Pittsburgh's going to be in the quarterback market, right? No doubt?
Yes.
And they may be as attractive as anyone. Houston, Denver, maybe the Raiders, although I don't think so. Seattle, because I think Russ is gone. New Orleans, Carolina, maybe Atlanta, Detroit, and Washington. It's a lot of teams. Now, there's a lot of quarterbacks out there. Are there a lot of good ones? Where's everybody falling in this one? And the key is going to be what Aaron Rodgers wants to do. 505-246-0610. Come on in. Stephanie's producing on the radio side, Adrian on the TV side. I'm merely Jeff Symbieta next to J.J. Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Hi, I'm Joe with Everguard Roofing and Solar, and I'm proud to say I'm standing next to our University of New Mexico Lobo football quarterback, Terry Wilson. We at Everguard Roofing and Solar are active in our community, and we love the Lobos.
What I love about Everguard Roofing and Solar is their commitment to excellence, and that's what I'm all about. That's why I support this company, because they care about the people of New Mexico.
A hole in your roof or a whole new roof?
Go Lobos!
Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast
in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with two-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Cimbietta, and J.J. Buck.
All right, going into a Monday night now. You got one game left on the schedule this week, Miami and New Orleans. Don't look now. After that brutal start, Miami's right there for a playoff spot in the American Football Conference. New Orleans trying to hold on with, who's their quarterback tonight? Ian Book.
Ian Book.
Former Notre Dame star.
Notre Dame.
Yes. So no Taysom Hill. You go from Taysom Hill to Ian Book making his first debut tonight, right? Has he ever played the NFL?
I don't think so.
This could be it for him. Got that for you. We'll have it here on the Sports Animal tonight. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. Stephanie's producing for us on the radio side. You can call her at 505-246-0610. And Adrian has you on the television side. You can watch us on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, on ProView Network's social channels, on their YouTube, but of course on Channel 26 on Comcast throughout the throughout the state, actually. Did you get the hoops? So what'd you do? Because this was an odd Christmas. Typically, it's 5 NBA games, and if that's your thing, you got it on the background. The Lakers are always in prime time because, well, the Lakers are always in prime time. And they were against the Nets. I did catch the end of that. And James said they were down by 23 and came all the way back. But how'd you handle the hoops and the NFL?
Hoops is my jam.
Is that right? More than the NFL?
It was.
Wow.
Main screen all day long. They'd had the NFL games on. But I love myself some Christmas Day hoops. Just hits different.
All right.
Feels right.
All right. I mean, I flipped over during commercials. I did catch a little Camellia Bowl until it got out of control. You get any Camellia Bowl? Ball State, Georgia State?
Georgia State
Lit
ran away with it.
Yeah. Georgia State ball. So that was used to be Raycom Media. What is it? Tax Act? Was it the Tax Act Camellia Bowl? Might have been that. All right. I was just wondering how you handled that. It didn't warrant a PIP, did it?
Yeah,
it did. All right.
I had the football on, but it was second screen, especially Golden State Phoenix after Boston Milwaukee. Those are two fantastic basketball games. Giannis, when Boston was like, "Oh, we got this nice Christmas Day W," he's like, "No, let me take that. Thank you very much." In my first game back, I'm gonna drop 36 points. Huge second half for Milwaukee, and Golden State Phoenix sure would set up to be a nice Western Conference playoff series.
It could be terrific. Steph, what do you do? Your house. What's Christmas look like at your place? Yeah. I had the football going once it finally came out. I hit a little Camellia Bowl early. It was just get up and then, the weirdest watch for me was watching my child drive away. Because she's been driving for like a week and a half. Watch her, all right, see ya, in her pajamas, driving to her mom's. I'm like, damn, life has changed on me. Yeah, life has changed, I'll tell you. All right, got emails coming in. Omar says, congrats to your new NFC East champs, Dallas Cowboys. The real question is, can the NFL's dynasty in its infancy look that good when we aren't beating Washington into submission? Kind of surprised Coach Jones called off the Dogs. I wanted to see 70 on the board last night. So 56 wasn't enough, Steph. He wanted 70. All right. You used it for what?
Shouldn't have used up all the big plays against the Washington football team. Should have saved some of those rollover points.
You know how that happens. You score 100 one week and you score 33 the next. I'm just saying. This is from Todd. He says, we don't need Nick Carparelli on the show, Jeff. We already know what he thinks. It's from Todd. And then he sent me this. Nick Carparelli, the executive director of bowl season, tweeted Sunday, the college football's COVID-19 protocols that were developed last year are, quote, outdated and need to be adjusted immediately. We are causing more problems than there need to be, end quote. Carparelli later deleted the tweet that told ESPN's Adam Rittenberg, quote, health and safety will always be the most important concern. However, I think the frustrating part is while the virus has evolved and weakened, the protocols in college athletics have not changed. The other sports organizations, most notably the NFL, have evolved and are functioning just fine, end quote. I had not seen that. What do you think of that quote from Nick Carparelli, the executive director of bowl season? That college football, basically, they need to evolve. They haven't changed their protocols that were set a year plus ago. That the NFL is functioning just fine.
Well, it's functioning just fine. I guess it's easier to do with the players, but if you have 100 some odd players on a college football roster. It's like, oh, let's these other guys play, but then it puts yourself in a position where you don't want to run out some of those players, and you're like, oh, let's just take the step away and not have to play a bunch of guys that we're not confident at this point in time.
Yeah, I had not seen that. I'm going to tell you, college football will always be governed, will be run differently than the National Football League.
And changing, though.
You probably, you can make an argument that it should be run differently. Although there's a model in pro sports that has them playing. Now, they're losing games too now. Have you watched what's going on in the NBA? They're losing games too. The NFL has not lost a game. They've moved games. They've moved games from Sunday to Tuesday. Saturday till Tuesday, Saturday till whenever, right? But they haven't lost a game yet, and that's fine. I think colleges are going to be governed differently. That kills me. I hate seeing. I mean, these guys are my friends. I'm watching Steve Beck at the Military Bowl have to shut down. That sucks. He's a good dude. The Fenway Bowl is one of our games. One of our new games, and this is supposed to be their second year. They haven't played a game yet. You've never seen a Fenway Bowl, have you? Got shut down last year. Now it got shut down this year. Like it's horrible. The Hawaii Bowl's been shut down 2 years in a row. Daryl Garvin's a good buddy of mine. So it kills me. But I think it's going to be governed differently in college than it is in the pros. Now, I've had a lot of questions. Can you postpone these games? And I've wondered about that, right? The TV windows are certainly one of the big issues on that, but I think you can work your way around TV windows or maybe even extend bowl season, right? I mean, could you extend bowl season a week later and play some of these games later? The costs, there's a lot involved. I mean, it's not as easy as, is the venue available? Well, Fenway would be available, I imagine. But now you're getting into really cold. You're getting into weather, right? In both Fenway and in Annapolis. That's where those two games were. Those are cold weather venues. I don't know what the answer is, JJ, as far as bowl games. I mean, I've watched people on Twitter, laughing, and I'm like, man, what are you laughing about? Like, people work all year to put these things on. Communities do really well with these. The student athletes all want to play, and you're going, there's too many bowl games. Well, I mean, really, that's the answer? I struggle with that a little bit when I see that vitriol. But where are you on these things? Does college football need to evolve their protocols?
That, honestly, I have no idea about what they're doing. If it's just last year and they haven't been able to move forward, is this more university issues as opposed to athletics?
Well, it's conferences certainly setting how they're going to govern these things. But do you think this variant should be treated differently? I think that's where a lot of people are going. That they're telling you that Omicron is, while more contagious, less severe. So should and young, in shape athletes are not being affected tremendously. Now, we don't know what long terms are. We don't. And I've listened to both sides of this, and I kind of fall somewhere in the middle. We're still in the middle of a pandemic. Where people are still dying from this, right? People are still dying from COVID, at a relatively alarming rate recently. So, do you govern it differently? Are protocols different? Vaccinations, most of these players, most of them, not all, most of them are vaccinated. Are they to be handled differently? Or is it, they're just exhibition games. Who cares, Jeff? Just shut down. It's just college football. And there's that too, right? I mean, just, the health and safety has to come first. It's just college football. You don't have to play it in a week from now. Just shut it down.
Well, it's easy to say when you're not the one that's being told you can't play the game.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
And in this, the questions, everyone says, oh, if you're asymptomatic, I don't know. Can you still spread it or not? I don't know.
I think you can.
So I think that's why even everyone's like, oh, they're asymptomatic, they're young and healthy, they'll play. But if there's a chance that you spread it and then more people test positive, that's why they're, even if a positive test, if there's no symptoms, you'll not let them move forward.
Maybe. I mean, they're on break right now, but yeah. I think you can keep them out of class and do online classes until they test negative, right? X number of times. But maybe, there's something to that. I just think the colleges are going to be more cautious, period. That's a cool coat. 505-246-0610. Where were you on the protocols and what's going on? Because with this surge, it's very reminiscent of a year ago. We've certainly taken steps backwards. And there's a big call that we shouldn't be taking it as seriously, that this is going to be every year, that COVID's going to be here forever. Is this how we're going to do? Are we going to do it every year like this? Maybe we are. But just kind of curious where you are on the protocols, especially in college athletics. I mean, Mountain West Conference basketball is shutting down at an alarming pace right now. Bowl games are getting shut down. Where are you? 505-246-0610. All right, holidays are in the midst, so you're going to come out of the holiday season. You're going to want to start fresh, right? New year. One of the things you're going to want to do is detail your vehicle. You're going to want it to look clean, smell, feel like it's brand new. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. I do, and I'm thrilled every time I do it. They detail your car, inside, outside, under the hood, around the rims, everything. When you go out to your car, when they're done with it, it's like the day you took it off the lot. It's like it's brand new. But the beauty of what they do is they come to you. You don't go to them. I don't know where their office is. It doesn't matter. They know where mine is. And whilst I'm working, they are too. They're out in the parking lot. They detail my vehicle. And then I go out, and it's amazing. Amazing. It's still a great gift. If you're looking for a last-second gift, late-second gift, after gift, this is a wonderful one. Call them. Visit www.otsdetailing.com. They have ceramic coating. That's the best way to protect your paint for years to come. They apply that ceramic coating by hand. That makes it last longer, gets a more even coating than any other company can offer. Call and book your appointment now at 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859. Or visit them online. It's otsdetailing.com. On the Spot Automotive Detailing.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours. With faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When looking for the best experience while buying an all-new Kia, Fiesta Kia offers some of the most knowledgeable and friendly Kia specialists in New Mexico. They'll help you find the Kia that will meet all your expectations. Kias have some of the most affordable vehicles for you to choose from, offering extensive options and style for the price. And with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, Kia won't be beat. Come be a part of the Fiesta family today, 7400 Lomas Boulevard Northeast, or start driving now at fiestakia.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're on...
Yeah, but all said and done, we're 44 minutes away from football. That's right, the Nevada Fighting Wolfpack. And what are they, the Broncos of Western Michigan? I believe they're to be the Broncos. 246-0610, Jeff, JJ, Steph, and Adrian. Glad you're with us this morning. Hope you had a great holiday. 505-246-0610. Hello, Edward. How you living?
Living like it's about a month past Thanksgiving. Thank you for asking. You know, Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope everybody had a great holiday, great sport events that we watched, and peace and tranquility to everybody out there. So, you know, Jeff, I was thinking about you over the weekend when you echoed the sentiment. I'm so glad the New Mexico Bowl played early before everything else transpired, and I was actually going to text you, but you couldn't have been more accurate on that. And as the dominoes fall, and like you said, we want to root for these organizations and these bowl games, and it's very unfortunate circumstances, but you just have to get creative solutions. They're going to have to be creative, and however they piecemeal it together. The fact that we're actually playing and we're far removed from 15 or 18 months ago, I think is a blessing to sports fans. So I think the NFL has led the way in being creative and moving games, and you know, they're progressive, so I certainly appreciate that. But the ripple effect may be significant going into 2022 short term. Jeff, you always ask when we watch NFL games, you always ask me for a solution when I present the problem. Watching the games, and we've reiterated this a few times, to ask the officials to process so much information from safety, pass interferences, personal fouls on the quarterback, I don't think the NFL can move quick enough to a sky cap referee, per se. I think that they need to have an official in the booth at every game that within 30 seconds can look at the play and make a definitive determination and keep the game moving forward and make the right call. You have the technology, you have to embrace it and use the technology to get things accurate. And I'm not talking about any specific play over the weekend or this year, but in the NFL, there's momentum-changing plays. I think it's actually become a design play where the quarterback, if the offense is struggling, just throw it deep and short. And the defensive back's going to run into the receiver, and the receivers have been coached to pull the defender into him. And therein lies a game-changing momentum play that changes the complexity of the game. That and, you know, quarterbacks get hit, and sometimes they get grazed, and they call personal fouls. To clean all that up and get things accurate, just be right. Get things accurate and be right. They need to move quickly to a sky cap referee, and I don't know what you would deem the term, but an official at every game that sits in a booth and makes a quick and adequate, decisive judgment on a play, and you move forward.
Well, but if that's the rule, like you can have all the sky caps you want, but if the rule is allowing for that play, then it's going to be called as much as it's called now, because for the most part, it's called accurately within the construct of the current rules.
Complete full agreement there, but you have to get to the intent of what occurred and to get what accurately occurred on the field. There's rules. The Tuck rule is a great example. You know, people complain about that, but it was accurately called by letter of the law, and it was, you know, to the naked eye, it was a fumble, but it was called 6 times that year, right, accurately. And so it's weird, but I think you need to get the play correct. Jeff and JJ, I sat in the Super Bowl, and the NFL inexplicably changed the catch rule in the biggest game of the year when the Rams and the Patriots played. We couldn't believe it. There was 2 touchdowns in that game that were wrongly called because they just chose to make a change in the catch rule in the biggest game of the year. And it is what it is. It happened, right? So those are my thoughts on the NFL. I think that we're set up for a great finish in the NFL across the board. The Cowboys, all you can ask is that your team is playing their best ball post-Thanksgiving, gaining momentum, and that's exactly where they are, and I give them full credit. Do I trust Dak Prescott to win 2 playoff games in the NFC, 2 or 3 playoff games against the best quarterbacks in the league? I trust him as much as I trust Matt Stafford, who threw, 3 or 4 picks yesterday and still found a way to win the game. That's how much I trust I have in Dak Prescott. But I think it's going to be an amazing finish, and anybody can win. It's a crapshoot this year. I think you could throw dice, and we're going to see, hopefully, a surprise team make in because, Tampa, they still haven't played a complete game all year, and we're finding out what the Patriots are with the limited offense. Hey, I might traverse up north to give some love to Malik Edward, Grady's son, and maybe catch one of those holiday tournaments and watch the Village of Pecos and their dominant basketball team. So that'd be kind of fun to go see him play and hopefully get the triple-double. Anyway, I appreciate you letting me share my sentiments and my thoughts, and I'm looking forward to the NFL playoffs.
Yeah, no,
Thank you for taking my call.
See, I think we can go a lot of ways. So he wants a Sky ref, like almost this ref lord, right? This overseeing all.
And they have elements of that now.
They do. It doesn't matter how many people are watching it if the rules are what the rules are, right? I mean, basically, to his point, and he's right, and we've talked about this. You throw a ball up, underthrow it, the receiver comes back into the defender. It's pass interference. It's kind of a play. Yeah. And as long as that is permitted and officiated thusly, it doesn't matter how many eyes you have on it. That's the rule. They get that right most of the time, right? There was a play in the Browns game. When did the Browns play? Thursday night? There was a missed pass interference call late in the game. It was really bad. And you're like, we're the arms were held down. Yeah. You're like, they call every freaking play pass interference, and they miss the obvious one. That's the ones you want.
The only problem with that is you're even making it messier.
I agree with you.
Because it's essentially you're judging. You're going to say, hey, we're already telling you that the pass interference play. Now we're going to call it a flop. And a foul is still a foul, even if you deem it to be a bailout foul. Like, oh, that's a badge. Oh, he's bailed out by the ref. But if he was hit across the face or had his arms whacked as he was going to the basket for that terrible shot, it's still a foul. In this case, what do you say? Well, if we deem the quarterback just heave the ball in the air, we're not going to call a pass interference if the defender does happen to take down the opponent or make contact on a back shoulder throw or an underthrown football.
Do you agree something's got to be done with that? Because I think if
what you do with that is make it 15 yards then, but they don't
instead of a spot foul.
Yeah,
I think that might be right. I go into these things and I say, okay, is it broken? Are we making rules just to make rules, or are we making rules to make it better? If you were going to ask me right now, what needs to be fixed in the National Football League, and I think the NFL is so good. I think the NFL is really good. I think we're entertained every week. But the one thing that bothers me the most is the amount of flags on incomplete passes, correct? Are you at the same spot?
I can see that.
So to me, how do you fix that? And your answer is, okay, make it 15-yard penalties. You're still going to see the same amount of flags. But it wouldn't be as penal. I just don't know how you change that, because there's contact on every play. Those guys are hand fighting. One guy's pushing off. The offensive guy pushes off almost all the time. Almost all the time. To
contact sport.
Yeah.
When you're not supposed to have contact in those areas, but it's inevitable. You're running. You're hand fighting.
Yeah.
You're trying to get position, and so the balance in this is, as frustrated as you might be for those calls, why it's a spot foul in the NFL is because they want it to be a bigger penalty.
Want it to be penal.
Because I know for a fact, I've talked to coaches when it's 15 yards. They say if you're beat, just take your dude down. Like, take the 15 yards and we'll move on to the next play.
So your point is real. You've got world-class athletes running at a high pace down a sideline. You got a 50-something-year-old referee who sells insurance during the week, trying to catch up with the play and make sense of what's going on, what's incidental contact, what's real contact, what's illegal contact. It's impossible to officiate that. And that's what we're watching. So I don't know, is the answer just a 15-yard penalty so it's not as penal? I guess. Or do you change the rules and allow for a little more contact? 505-246-0610. I want to get more into what happened this weekend in the NFL. We can get into the Christmas Day hoops if you'd like. No Lobo basketball tomorrow on the men's side, although there will be a ladies' game, a day game for JJ tomorrow afternoon. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Meet Kirtland Federal Credit Union. Your come on over. Borrow.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at FiestaSubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at FiestaSubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at FiestaSubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at FiestaSubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are
the sports animal.
Opening drive on 85.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal. Football tonight. Ian Book and the Saints. Tua Tagovailoa. Did they ever play in the CFP? Notre Dame versus Alabama?
I have to look that up.
I don't know. 246-0610, 888-922-0610. Hello, Howie. How are you?
Well, how's everybody doing today? How was Austin and Addie's Christmas, guys?
It was good, thank you.
Yeah, I think everything went well. Yours, grandkids loved it?
Good. I had a blast Saturday morning. I mean, I put a Barbie kitchen set together and helped to make Play-Doh pies and Play-Doh veggies.
That's beautiful.
I'm telling you, man, life is good.
Well,
hey, I got to tell you, I'd be lying if I wasn't giddy over last night's game a little bit because, boy, the Cowboys played really well. They were clicking on all cylinders, a couple of more takeaways. And, you know, maybe they're turning a corner and getting it right going into the playoffs, or maybe this was just one game. I just don't know what to make of it.
Well, both. I mean, they look better. They played a bad team who looked like they didn't want to be there, and they clicked. I mean, bottom line is they played an NFL team on the other side. I thought they looked good, JJ. I mean, we asked this question earlier. Was it more about Washington or about the Cowboys? And probably a little bit of both, but I think the Cowboys looked really, really good.
Well, you know, Dak finally looked sharp, but even having said that, Cooper Rush had a better quarterback rating than Dak did. So, you know, although he did only throw
now you got a
3
controversy. Now you got a quarterback controversy. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a quarterback controversy. Cooper Rush used the Belichick philosophy. He only threw 3 passes last night. So, but that's all right. You know, Cowboys are looking good. Defense is looking great. Marcus Lawrence looks like he's getting back into form, and Trayvon Diggs out there again. What's that, 11 INTs now?
Well, they're terrific. They're terrific. Yeah, he's a ball hawk.
But I guarantee you one thing. I'm of the same thinking as my buddy Edward there. I trust Dak about as much as I trust Matthew Stafford because I have a lot of trust issues there because he does make questionable mistakes. Matthew Stafford, that one play yesterday, and I don't know if anybody remembers that he was thrown into the end zone. He threw into triple coverage. He threw a jump ball into triple coverage, and I'm like, well, I hope you don't do that in the playoffs and it costs you a game, but that remains to be seen. But really excited, and quietly the Dolphins are at 7-7. Creeping up behind the Bills and the Patriots. Too bad there's not enough games left, but. Do they have a mathematical chance at a wild card?
Yeah,
no,
they're in it right now. In fact, I think if they win tonight, they're in it. Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, this is the first year in a long time I haven't been looking at the whole scenario, wondering who has to lose and who has to win for my Cowboys to make a wild card, because they're actually playing some good football this year. But, man, I'd sure like to see them get further than one game in the playoffs. Hey, thanks for taking my call, guys.
See you. Look, to me, and I told you this earlier, the Cowboy offense looks really good. And so I take the top 4 teams in the NFC: Cowboys, Packers, Rams, and Bucks, whatever order you want to put them in. And so you can say all of them have good offenses. You and I agree on their offense. We have it Green Bay, Dallas, Tampa Bay, and the Rams. But defensively, I think Dallas's defense right now, I think they're the best. Which I can't believe I'm saying that. I think they're better than Green Bay's. I think they're better than Tampa Bay's. I think they're better than the Rams. They take the ball away. They make big stops. I think their defense has been terrific. To me, that's the biggest resurgence. Like Coach of the Year, Dan Quinn, defensive coordinator, Dallas Cowboys. Who's your Coach of the Year? We had that conversation yet?
We haven't.
I mean, is it LaFleur, after all the crap he dealt with in the offseason, to put that Green Bay Packer thing together and get them where they are? Is it, I don't know, Andy Reid turning it around? Vrabel keeping that thing together?
Yeah, Mike Vrabel. I put him up there.
What about
10-win team without your best player?
What about who's your coach in Cincinnati? Who is he?
Zach Taylor.
Zach Taylor?
Not too shabby. Have Cincinnati 9-6.
Who's the biggest surprise team in the NFL? They're really, if you look at your division leaders, there's not one, is there? Buffalo was my Super Bowl team. I think everybody picked Buffalo to win. Cincinnati, I guess, a little bit. Tennessee's not a surprise. Kansas City's not a surprise. Dallas isn't a surprise. Green Bay, Tampa Bay, and Rams. There's not, like, at the top of division, there isn't one, is there?
I think the biggest surprise is probably how bad, say, Seattle is. When we're looking at the NFC West, we're like, all these teams can make the playoffs, best division.
I'm down.
Well, Seattle's very disappointing. Cleveland.
Pleasant surprise, Philly.
Disappointing. Yeah, the Eagles, because they're a team that, we always, what do? We Monday morning quarterback everything. We Monday morning GM it. And with the introductory press conference, Nick Sirianni, a lot of people were questioning, does this guy even know what he's doing? What is up here? How are they going to run this franchise? And they, first couple games, didn't look great, and then they changed their identity. And you have to, at some point in time, actually give coaches credit to what they do, the running the football, the schemes they have in place. I really like Jalen Hurts. I don't necessarily think he's in the conversation of next, like a Joe Burrow or something along those lines. But I think he has enough to where if you're one of these teams that we always talk about, well, where's that next quarterback going to come from? I think he's going to be that guy that can give you enough. Because I don't know, what Philadelphia feels about him.
They feel enough. They give him another year.
Yeah. Well, he's going to get another year, but because these guys are going to get paid. Quarterbacks are going to make a lot of money. And it's always going to be, well, is he going to be the next highest paid quarterback? I don't know if he's ever going to be that guy.
No.
But
he'll make money, though. He'll make a living.
Yeah, he's going to make a really good living, and you're going to feel pretty good because he uses his athleticism well. He throws a good football, which makes them so dynamic. Because Philadelphia, we had a ton of questions kind of about that roster early in the season. Who are they going to be? And just to be here at 8-7, yeah, pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I think that, to me, if they're and Miami after the horrible start, Because I thought Miami going in was going to be a team that was going to be good, and they just were horrible. And to watch what they've done now, I think they win tonight, don't you? Don't you think they beat New Orleans tonight?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
and so that puts them, I think, in the 7th spot. And for them to come all the way back, and I'm not telling you Brian Flores is going to be Coach of the Year for that. You know, I was on Coach of the Year until the last 2 weeks was Belichick. Taking a rookie quarterback and getting them to where, and if they, they get back to the playoffs, I could listen to Belichick for Coach of the Year too. Well, come on, Jeff. He's no what? I mean, they were horrible last year. You got a rookie quarterback. Now they're not in the playoffs yet. They got work to do. They got a lot of work to do. In fact, they've got to win at least one and maybe both of them. They get the Jaguars next week, and then they finish with the Dolphins. Dolphins Patriots game last week of the season could be for the last playoff spot. 505-246-0610. I'll get you through the texter when we get back. I got emails as well. Opening drive, Stephanie's producing on the radio side. Adrian on TV on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Daydreaming about the cheesy Gordita Crunch Cravings Box? The box.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at FiestaSubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at FiestaSubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Kylie Ottman bodies that ball. Ava Love, wide open bucket. She drifts through the air and knocks it home. So
out of the corner, no. Nora with the rebound, quickly get to the head Louise. In transition, the left-hand layup is good for Luciano Webster.
oh, Lyra Corona, she has a chance to change that story. She does.
Diaz now with the ball. It's a three-point lead. Montoya, she tries to equalize. Boom! Olivia Montoya with her second three ball of the second half.
There's an assist from half court on the inbounds pass.
That's a long shot. The laser shot. Holy cow. Defense closes down quickly. Garcia Romero for two. Throw it up.
He's going to throw it up to his big fella, and his third dunk of the night. Hey, remember, Greg Brown doesn't have any timeouts. They get it into Hill. Hill's going to have a chance to win it at the hole. Yeah! He does it! Hill bangs in the three, and the Hawks win it 60-59.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Radio station, 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal. Miami and New Orleans Monday Night Football. Tomorrow afternoon, you get hoops. Lady Lobos, or is that Lobo women's basketball team? You get the conference opener tomorrow, huh?
Conference opener, 2 o'clock. So 1:30 per game right here on the Sports Animal.
Against?
San Jose State.
Okay. So their women's team is playing, but their men are not. Primetime Philly, says James. Why are the Lady Lobos playing at 2 o'clock on Tuesday? With Lobo basketball men on the shelf, why can't they fill that Tuesday night slot with the women? Well, it's not just about you and your viewing habits. San Jose State has their flight. They're getting out of town that night, and that's how it is. People had tickets. People had plans. Yeah, you're going to tell me, Jeff, they're changing plans regularly. Watch it on the fly. You're right. You're right. They are. When they need to. In this case, they don't need to. Some people had plans during the day. School's out. Many people are off work. JJ had plans to be there at home with his family on Tuesday night. So that's how that's going to be. But right, I mean, they got flights.
Got to get back San Jose for their next game.
So that's where that is. All right, let me get you to the texter. That's 505-246-0610. We were talking about the virus and protocols and should it change and should it evolve. And this one says, 3-part text. Jeff, people who have been vaccinated can and do spread the virus. That is fact. Having a card that says you've been vaccinated is essentially meaningless. Some venues are requiring that the unvaccinated be tested before entering. These are the safest people at all the venues. They've tested negative. If you're going to require testing for unvaccinated to keep the vaccinated safe, you must require the vaccinated to test to keep those that just tested safe. It's only fair. It's interesting. Basically what he's saying is, look, just because you're vaccinated doesn't mean you cannot and do not, A, contract, and B, spread the virus. And that we all understand that. This is where people are struggling with. The unvaccinated are the ones who are keeping this going. Everybody's spreading this virus. Vaccinated people are spreading the virus too. What he's saying is, or she or whoever this texter is that's great that they're testing the unvaccinated. So we know that those people are not positive. But what about you, the person who is vaccinated? You're not getting tested. You're just showing your card, and you're going into this venue, and you are just as likely to have and or be spreading the virus, which I think is right. Is it not? So I don't know what protocols are supposed to be anymore. I really don't. I don't know where you want them. I just kind of know where they are. Carl's in on the Sun Bowl situation. Of course, the Sun Bowl, Miami is out. Washington State got to El Paso yesterday, started dancing with the mariachi bands and the dancers, and then went to Topgolf, and Miami said, yeah, we're not coming. So the Sun Bowl Association is looking for another team. Carl says, how do you pull a team together that checked in their equipment a month ago, Jeffy, without a breeze and expect them to be competitive in a bowl? Can't they ship another team that was ready to go, like Virginia, to El Paso? See, that's kind of what would seem right. East Carolina or SMU or who else am I forgetting? Memphis, right? Are they all American teams? East Carolina, SMU, Memphis, all those are the teams that got left out at the altar on the bad side of these COVID situations. Seems that way. Yeah, that would feel like the most logical. But again, it's logistics. It's when are they going back? When are they? Look, I hope Bernie and the Sun Bowl Association is able to find a team. They got to find somebody by today. I mean, it's got to happen today, right? Washington State's there. If you're going to get a team to play in that CBS slot on New Year's Eve, you got to find someone today.
And it's, I think, when you look at when these bowls were canceled, like, did SMU leave yet? Because team right there in Texas, hop on that jet.
Seems like
Washington
the answer,
State.
right? Yeah. Seems
They've
like
been preparing to play a bowl game this week.
Yeah, it seems like the answer. Memphis just flew back from Hawaii, right? I mean, literally, the game was supposed to be Christmas Eve. They flew back. They've been back a day. Can you say, hey, do you guys want to go down to El Paso and play? East Carolina. I mean, all of these feel like that's got to be the answer. And the other answer is Illinois, evidently, is saying we want to play. They're 5-7, and they would be next up on the APR.
I would give the teams that were bowl eligible a shot first.
As would I.
That had their opponent pull out because they've been preparing to play football. Yep. And say, yeah, this isn't ideal, but guess what? You can still show up to a bowl game. Got these wacky programs that aren't about you, but who cares? Let's get out there on the field.
Well,
play it out.
Yeah, I mean, so programs won't be out. The end zone might be painted a little different color and say somebody else's name on it. You know, you even want to wear their uniforms, knock yourself.
Yeah. But let's get a game together.
Yeah, I think, and CBS has a lot invested in that. Obviously, Kellogg's does with Tony the Tiger. Mm-hmm. And the sponsor. I just, and meanwhile, the Sun Bowl's spending all this money. They just gifted, Washington State went through their gift suite yesterday. They're spending all this money continuing to do the events for Washington State. So I got to believe they think they're going to be able to pull this off. And I guess what else are they going to do? I mean, Washington State landed on the ground yesterday. I just feel so bad. And I was trying to think this through. Everything you've got vested into putting on that party. Man, and here you are, last second, just going, well, now what? NBA stuff over the weekend. I want to get more into the NFL. Which game jumped? I mean, have we talked about the Texans and the Chargers and how that happened? Are we waiting for A. Marie to come back so we can ram it and listen to?
We just might be.
What happened there?
You know who they?
I do. I cut your mic off while I sneeze. Sorry about that. 505-246, the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Network.
I'm Rhett Lewis with NFL Network.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Hi, I'm Joe with Everguard Roofing and Solar, and I'm proud to say I'm standing next to our University of New Mexico Lobo football quarterback, Terry Wilson. We at Everguard Roofing and Solar are active in our community, and we love the Lobos.
What I love about Everguard Roofing and Solar is their commitment to excellence, and that's what I'm all about. That's why I support this company, because they care about the people of New Mexico.
A hole in your roof or a whole new roof?
Go Lobos!
Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever, no one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
The best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years. This is the opening drive with two-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Cindietta, and JJ Bond.
Ready to go in Detroit, baby. Time. Ready?
New Mexico for 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, a difference.
You're going to see the biggest backup quarterback in college football for Nevada.
How tall is he?
Nate Cox.
Yep. 6-8. Oh, a beautiful day in Detroit. Look at that. Right there on the shores of the lake.
Why are they playing in a dome?
Well, because normally it's not a beautiful day in Detroit.
Nate Cox, 6'9".
6'9", Nate Cox. All right. It's Western Michigan and your Nevada Wolfpack. Good day to you. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Stephanie's producing for us on the radio side. Adrian producing for us on ProView Networks. You can watch our show. 2460610 is how you get to us today. 888-922-0610. That's the NMDOT text line. Well, it used to be NMDOT. Now we just call it the Sports Animal text line stuff. Sometimes these things just linger a little bit. No Romeo Dubs today either?
Yeah, they're all looking forward to their NFL career.
Okay. Text line says, continuing on the theme on the COVID protocols. Protocols for this pandemic have been as inconsistent as the San Diego Chargers. No vax cards. Test everyone. Okay. We've been on a lot of different things. The NFL, the NBA over the weekend. Did get an email on the NBA over the weekend, and it's a different opinion than yours. Lobo Hobo says NBA was brutal, just brutal. Jeff, when are they going to shorten the season so these games are watchable? Maybe make Christmas Day opening day. And all these talking heads saying the Lakers are in trouble, really? With 50 games left, I think there's still time to make a run or two or three. What do you think?
Why don't you just play a 10-game season if you hate sports that much, dude? Like, 3 games are really good. Not every single game you watch is going to be the best thing since sliced bread. Boston, Milwaukee, Golden State, Phoenix were outstanding basketball games on Christmas Day. Dallas, it was a rough one in terms of the grinded out style, but they gave Utah a game late night if you hung in for that one. And so we got 3 of the 5 were close basketball games. 2 were great basketball games.
It comes
Maybe
down,
it ain't your thing, man. That's cool.
And I tell you that all the time. If it ain't your thing, that's cool. Let it be someone else's thing.
So you'd care more 50 games? Okay, yeah. Shorten the season, less opportunities makes it more exciting.
All right, but do you think
man.
the person who writes that email is still caring about? No. I mean, I just don't. It's like there's too many bowl games. All right, don't watch. There's too many basketball games. Then don't watch them. Watch them when you want. JJ loves that.
It all works itself out. You say these games don't matter, but we get into the season, they absolutely do matter because you play X amount of games,
and you're down.
Then you're going to have teams that are going to be looking back and going, "Oh, we missed an opportunity here.
Tuesday night.
Oh, this wasn't as meaningful, so we didn't take it."
Yep, that Tuesday night in November in Oregon.
But it all works itself out. Our season's long. Yeah, are you going to tune in every basketball game? No. But there are 2 great ones. 2 great ones on Christmas Day.
Yeah, and even the Laker game was fourth quarter was interesting.
For as bad as it was, you're like, hold up.
Wait, they were down 23, and now it's a 2-point game, and they got the ball? Like, what the hell? Russell Westbrook just missed that dunk? Yeah, that happened.
Are the Lakers going to be okay? They can be, but they sure look like a bad basketball team right now.
Well,
that's hard to just ignore because there's 50 games left.
So they got that guy, right? But at what point is that guy not enough?
Right now?
Because right now, Lakers are in the 7th spot.
He's playing very well.
So my point is, they got that guy and they get the other guys healthy, right? LeBron's healthy, assuming he's healthy at the end. And Davis is healthy, Westbrook is healthy. I mean, it's a big assumption to say they're all going to be healthy because they're all really old in NBA terms. But he is playing really well. When he gets ahead of steam, you can't stop that man going to the basket. LeBron James with the basketball in the open court. LeBron James pulling up for a deep 3, the game on the line. He's still that guy, isn't he?
And with the Lakers, it's what side do you fall on? There's people that have been wanting to blame it on Russell Westbrook this whole time. There's people like Charles Barkley that are pointing it right at Anthony Davis. Well, Anthony Davis isn't there, so who is it now? It's just the fact that they are a really old basketball team. You know, AD, I think, still is one of the most frustrating players just because of the talent he has to be so inconsistent. Like, there's times you watch and you just wonder, why? Why can't this guy buy and why can't this guy wrap his head around, what it takes? Well, and we also just watched him win an NBA championship.
Yeah.
So I get not buying into all the doom and gloom for the Lakers because there is time, But there is something off when you watch this team play because they do not have a lot of good lineups. It is pretty much just you are really good.
Is that solvable?
Go win this game. No,
it's not. Not with the way they're constructed.
When Anthony Davis comes back, I guess you still have that big question, like, what does Russ do when all three are on the floor? Like, what do you get out of Russell Westbrook? Because he's not spacing the floor. There's a severe lack of shooting. Hot and cold is Carmelo Anthony. There's games where he's going to be on and he's going to be off, and you're just looking for that consistent shooter outside those guys, and they don't have it.
But this is kind of what LeBron wanted, right? I mean, this is the team he constructed to win himself another championship, isn't it? I mean, this is where the guys he wanted.
Like, defensively, the numbers are still in their favor, which is really, like, it's one of those stats that it doesn't seem like it makes, like, it's right when you look at kind of where the Lakers are defensively, because that's one thing they should be really good at with all those three on the floor. Is even if you don't like Russ or his game, like, he's still a menace defensively.
I actually really do.
Like, so that's something that they can be good at and should be good at down the stretch, which is going to give them a chance, much like it did when they won the NBA championship, because they still were a team that really wasn't about shooting.
Yeah. All right. Mike wants to know, how did your daughter's trip to the Apple and Decay go, Jeff Alou? Who plans a trip to New York City in the middle of a pandemic? You think things are bad around here? When the shutdown starts, it's 50 times worse in a place like that. She's not going. She's supposed to go today. Her and her mama were going to go to New York, but they're not going. They obviously, I mean, everything got shut down, and I believe they planned it before things got heightened there, Mike. Maybe you saw it coming like this. I guess everybody didn't. Her mama and her were going to go, and they were going to go see a couple plays, and I was actually kind of bummed for her that she was excited about it. So she really was looking forward to it. All right, Nevada and Western Michigan are underway, JJ. I think you just got a first down out of your big – what's your big quarterback's name?
Nate Cox.
Nate Cox is your guy. He's replacing Carson Strong. Who's coaching?
Great question.
It might be the athletic director, Doug Knuth. Tim Lester's coaching for Western Michigan, I'll tell you that.
Third bowl appearance. Okay, 5 years.
Yeah, that's pretty. It's fifth.
Not too bad.
It's fifth one. Is that it? Third one? Yeah, third one. All right, so we'll keep you up to date on that as we go through. I'm watching to see any news come out of the Sun Bowl. I got a couple texts out down there too, to see what's going on and who they're trying to get. Does your gut tell you the Sun Bowl is going to happen still?
My gut is telling me yes.
Yeah, I think they're going to find somebody. I do. I think. Gosh, I hope so for them. But with Washington State already down there, Georgia is taking precautions ahead of their semifinal because they're in a hot spot. They're in Miami, so they're just trying to do everything they can. That would be the worst thing, right? If one of those games, if the playoff gets impacted somehow, that's where you're just going to look at this thing and just go, what? Look at this.
Uh-oh.
Look at this.
Uh-oh.
Look at this. Nevada's going to win this game. Because everything tells you they can't.
Yep.
Everything tells you they can't.
Shouldn't, and they will.
Yeah. That's how these things go in their foil helmets. All right. I'll get you more from the text line. I want to hear from you today. 505-246-0610. What happened over the weekend that got you going? We got to get into the Chargers thing because they are still the Chargers. After all is said and done, you can tell me how different they are. Yesterday told me they are still the Chargers. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Can you beat the pros?
Fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, I'm Joe with Everguard Roofing and Solar, and I'm proud to say I'm standing next to our University of New Mexico Lobo football quarterback, Terry Wilson. We at Everguard Roofing and Solar are active in our community, and we love the Lobos.
What I love about Everguard Roofing and Solar is their commitment to excellence, and that's what I'm all about. That's why I support this company, because they care about the people of New Mexico.
A hole in your roof or a whole new roof?
Go Lobos!
Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of Pro V Sports.
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
I don't know if it's coincidence. Nah, I think she had a plan. Amory takes the day off the day after the Rams beat the Vikings. I don't know, Steph. Did she just know that your Cowboys were going to score 54 points the day before and let you come in and celebrate? Well, that's good for you. That's good. You've been working all weekend, haven't you? You and JJ were out at Bourbon and Boots yesterday. Then you came in here and had a babysit here for a while. Happy holidays, huh? Really? I'm sure they catered in a nice meal for you, right? I'm sure they Vital lives here. I mean, Vital, like that's you're in his bedroom. So I mean, I'm surprised he doesn't have one. That billboard right there, that little bulletin board with all that stuff, just comes right down for his. Yeah, no, he lives there. He does it more than anybody else. 505-246-0610. That's where we are today. 888-922-0610. Bills beat the Patriots 33-21 yesterday. Big game in the AFC East to put the Buffalo Bills on top and in the driver's seat there. To me, the biggest result yesterday, biggest surprise result, the biggest one that just kind of turned things topsy-turvy, was the Texans 41 and the Chargers 29. Like, as weird as everything is this year, and if you're going to tell me the Jaguars can beat the Titans, and okay, fine. But Davis Mills led Houston Texans beat the Chargers, and the Chargers had everything to play for. Rex Burkhead goes for 149 yards. Rex Burkhead. You didn't even know Rex Burkhead was still in the league, and if you knew, you didn't know where he was. If I'd have asked you yesterday morning, Rex Burkhead, is he still in the league? You'd have said, I think so, maybe, but I'm not sure. And who does he play for? Is he still New England? No. 149 yards and 2 touchdowns. Pick him up for the Houston Texans. Of all the results yesterday that'll baffle you, that would be the one. And that's why I tell you that the San Diego / Los Angeles, whatever, Chargers are still the damn Chargers.
Yep.
And you all can tell me all you want how great their quarterback is, and he's nice. He's really good, and he's going to have a terrific career, I believe. And you all can tell me that it's different, but honestly, it's not. It's not. They're still the Chargers. They still are in the wrong city. They should go home. They should go play in the Aztec Stadium. Rent a stadium from the Aztecs. 35,000 seat stadium. I mean, there's no way anybody saw that one coming, right? Of everything that happened yesterday, Chicago wins in Seattle. All right, that's kind of weird, but
No, that's the biggest L of the weekend. The entire weekend is giving up 41 points to the Chargers, and it's the Chargers and Jets that coming into the weekend weren't even scoring 14 points per game. And he got 41 points.
41. To Davis Webb and Rex Burkhead. Come on now. Davis Webb and Rex Burkhead. And look, this is
Davis Mills.
Or that guy too. Mills and Webb and is it Mills?
Davis Mills, who had the best performance of any of the rookie quarterbacks yesterday.
There you go. Better than Zach Wilson, better than Trevor Lawrence, better than, well, Justin Fields didn't play, and Trey Lance didn't play, and okay.
That was 1 and 2. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson.
It just can't happen, is my point. It can happen in September. Right? It can happen. It can't happen in late December. When you're fighting for a playoff spot and you've got everything on the line and you're playing a garbage team who's got nothing to play for and you've got everything to play for, and your next two are against the Broncos and the Raiders, who I guess you could tell me you should beat, but I don't know. Should you? If you get blued out by 12 by Houston, should you beat the Broncos and the Raiders?
That is going to be one of the worst losses by any team this season.
Look, Tennessee lost to the Jets and the Jaguars, but they're 10-5. What that means is Tennessee took care of their business when they played real teams. Okay, yeah, they had 2 really bad losses in there. They lost to the Jets. That one was unheard of. Then they lost to they lost to the Texans also. They didn't lose to the Jaguars.
He gone.
All right. Was that the kickoff afterwards?
Touchdown!
Nevada kicked a field goal to go up 3-0, and the ensuing kickoff got taken back. There's a lot of Western Michiganders there, aren't there?
Detroit.
6-3, Western Michigan, point pending over Nevada in the Quick Lane Bowl. What?
This is why you play this game in Detroit for Western Michigan.
Well, but there's always one of those Michigan teams in there, Western, Eastern, Central, or one of those Toledo. I mean, somebody that's perfect for the MAC.
I mean, the Little Caesars.
Right in the heart. The Little Caesars Pizza Bowl.
Representation.
You like
great spreads.
Better than Quick Lane?
Here's motor oil.
The Lions own this bowl. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they own this bowl. And it's played in their stadium.
Well, the Lions don't get a lot of trophies, so they figured heading them out would be better.
That way they get to keep winning Michigan. I see. All right, the other loss yesterday that won't be a playoff impactful loss, but I think means a lot is Chicago losing it, or Chicago beating Seattle. In Seattle, I've told you this for weeks now, and look, I don't have to be a sleuth. They're done. I won't be surprised if Pete Carroll's done there. Not that I'm saying he should be fired. I do believe Russell Wilson's done there. And I think that's a blow up there. I think they've got to just kind of start from scratch. What they've done, the Legion of Boom is gone. They're
the opposite of all the teams that we talk about. Like, they have what all these other teams don't have.
There's your
Got
one. There's your one
quarterback.
team with
A really good quarterback in Russell Wilson. He has the weapons, and it ain't working.
Remember, I asked you a few weeks ago. Give me a bad team with a good quarterback. You can't find one.
Seattle Seahawks.
I mean, that's it, right? They're the one bad team with a good quarterback. I mean, you can argue the Chargers. I don't know that they're bad. They're that middling whatever, but they're the one bad team with a good quarterback. And that good quarterback has not played well all year, which is kind of why they are where they are. That one blew my mind a little bit too. Did you watch the Rams at all?
Did.
What'd you think? Exactly. No, exactly. Exactly.
It's just this,
Yeah.
Because there's times, and we say it every week, and I know you know it firsthand, Jeff, the Rams fan. You just watch Stafford, and you're like, really? Like you're doing this right now?
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those where they're good and there's potential, but to me, when they get pushed, there's not enough to push back. So they can beat the Vikings. Vikings are fine. Vikings are 7-8. I mean, they're like, what are the Vikings? But when I look at what the Rams have done this year and who they've beaten, the Cardinals, I believe, are the only team with a winning record. Is that right? And the Buccaneers, that win, and the Colts. Okay, so 3 teams with winning records: Bears, Seahawks, Giants, Lions, Texans. Then they have that 3-game skid against the Titans, the Niners, and the Packers. I'm just not sold. As much as I want to be sold, as much as I want to buy into the fact they've won 4 in a row, that they're scoring some points, the Cooper Cups, all that. That I told you, I don't think I've told you this since day one. I think they've got some really good players on defense. I don't think their defense is elite. I don't. They get the Ravens and the Niners to close things out. Look, if they go against the Ravens and Josh Johnson, they're going to look great again, right? But I just don't buy into them.
I think yesterday is an indication, but I really do think Minnesota is that good offensively.
Okay.
Even without Dalvin Cook.
Okay. I think they're decent offensively. I think they've got great wide. I think Jefferson's terrific. I just can't buy in. I can't sit here and say, okay, I'm totally in on the Rams. As much as I totally want to be in on the Rams, it's hard for me to sit here and just completely buy in on them. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Your emails come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Hello, Rudy.
Hey.
Hey.
You made it through Christmas?
I did. You?
Yeah, the family ended up with food poisoning.
Oh.
Don't know how.
Who cooked?
But we ordered food from a place that I won't say. But, yeah, I think the turkey was bad. So
all of you got it? That sucks.
It was phone calls back and forth from about 40 minutes after dinner on through the rest of the night. Yeah, it was pretty gruesome.
That was me after
my mom,
Thanksgiving.
my dad, everybody was sick.
Yeah, I got it after Thanksgiving in Vegas. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, but it's kind of a metaphor for 2021.
Kind of, yeah.
So I found it slightly ironic and kind of comforting to know that it wasn't COVID.
At least it ain't COVID. Food poisoning. At least it ain't
going
COVID.
for me.
Yeah.
But looking back now and seeing what's happening with sports, man, we were so fortunate to get that bowl game off without a hitch.
That's the truth, and I said it that week, man. I could see it coming. Why would we think that somehow college athletics wasn't going to be affected?
Yeah, well, and everybody has a different attitude about what's going on, and it appears that testing positive doesn't mean what it used to mean with this Omicron variant, but we'll see. It's probably here to stay. I don't know that it's going to be gone in a year or 2 years, and everybody's going to have to adapt. We live in a world of viruses, and there's other things that make people sick, as I just said. So, I think going forward, we have to figure out a way to deal with any positive test of a virus, because it's not just COVID. There's the common cold, and we haven't stamped that out. So, I pray for everybody, and I hope that everybody is going to get through this and not lose a life and not have overwhelming negative effects from it. But it has changed our world, and it's going to continue to change our world. And I think that's what we have to recognize going forward. And when we have a fortunate situation like we did at the New Mexico Bowl, I think everybody should be very thankful and grateful that that went off the way that it did. Switching gears, I don't know what we're going to do for pro football, but that wasn't the Washington football team. I actually think they need to change it and call themselves Washington the football team, so it would be WTF, because I don't know what that was last night, but that hardly looked like a pro team. And Dallas did what you're supposed to do to a team that doesn't look like a
Beat
team
the
of
crap
professionals.
out of them?
Yeah, if you don't, frankly, I was just biding my time for that so I could see the next episode of Yellowstone. I don't know if any of you all are hooked on that Western, but it's a modern Western with a pretty intense plot. So I've been hooked on that, and that's been my appointment TV on Sunday night for a while.
Yeah, it's good. Everybody tells me it's good. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, we were lucky, Rudy.
Yeah.
We were lucky. I was texting with Bernie this morning, what he's going through down in El Paso, trying to put their thing on, and I feel so bad for him. And I was talking to my buddy who runs Hawaii the other day, and I just heartbroken for Daryl and Tamara and that crew out there. And Vegas is they got two teams on the grounds. They're just trying to stake. Everybody's trying to hit the finish line now.
Well, it's people just think you snap your fingers and have a bowl game. Oh, well, because it's at University Stadium. Don't you just turn the lights on, Jeff?
Yeah.
And I think at some point, what we need to do is hire a videographer and do a day in the life. and all the people that work for that bowl, and a lot of them are volunteers that just come in, like Wes Henderson and other people that basically get a free place to stay, and to get to meet some people and to be part of something special.
It might not be safe for work viewing. You can put it on regular TV. They'd have to bleep the whole thing out.
Oh yeah, but you put it on YouTube and you show people exactly what goes in to putting on a college bowl game and all the good that comes of it. I keep saying, all my friends always call up after the game, and they live all over the country. Los Angeles, New York, guys I went to law school with, Wisconsin, they all watch the game. And they've been here, and they know what I'm talking about when I say there wasn't a cloud in the sky. It doesn't happen very many places, and we're just so fortunate and blessed, and I think we need to keep doing that. And having the Reardon Foundation as part of the bowl game, I hope that continues going forward.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Because that's really special.
I appreciate it. I'm glad we got to play. All right. Enjoy. Nevada's
Yes,
down
sir.
7-3 in the first in the Quick Lane Bowl. All right. See ya. No, I'm just glad we got it off. That would be something, a documentary following us around now. But you couldn't put it on regular TV. There might be some cussing.
Yeah, it'd be good Netflix series.
Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be good. All right, 505-246-0610. Keep them coming on the emails, Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Update you on the bowl game that is in progress. Go continue through the NFL. The Buccaneers just keep winning. Just stuff that we got to hit. Cowboy fan, where are you? Raider fan? You all right? That was a nice win, wasn't it? It's the opening drive. Stephanie's producing, along with Adrian on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
The Jim Rome Show.
The college football playoff field.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I prefer to do stuff online.
I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
To be determined. Seeing that a lot in sports these days. Whether it's college basketball schedules, what's it going to look like this week for the Mountain West? Lobos are supposed to open up at home against Colorado State. Tomorrow night, Colorado State having COVID issues in their program, whether it's what is the roster going to look like. If you look at these NBA teams, so many dealing with challenges, the 10-day contracts, bringing new players in, college bowl season, a lot of questions. What's it going to look like when we get to college football playoff? With the challenges, the changes, and once again, in it, trying to adjust. You thought we were in a different place. Yeah, been taken back a little bit over the last few weeks. The opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the sports animal. JJ Buck, Jeff Symbieta, Steph back there producing today. A-Marie back tomorrow, and we will ram it tomorrow because we're not going to let her forget that her Minnesota Vikings lost to the Los Angeles Rams. And I understand some of the hesitation when it comes to the Rams not truly buying in. It feels like that when you've thrown that many first-round picks at acquiring Matthew Stafford, you bring in Von Miller, that they should be elite right off the bat. But there's still a team that, if you look at the other 3 teams, if we're saying the NFC is kind of a 4-team race right now, but Green Bay, Dallas, Tampa Bay, and the Rams are a team that I still think can run with those squads. And so when you have a Matthew Stafford who we're all waiting. We're waiting for his playoff moment to see if he can rise to the occasion, but you feel that there's a different gear with the Matthew Stafford versus Jared Goff. That's why you make that move. Though those first-round picks to Detroit, you still, in a one-game scenario, there's enough talent there that LA deserves to be in that conversation. I think what we're seeing is just that gap in the NFC is larger than it is in the AFC, but there's more teams. Like, there's 4 teams you can talk yourself into. This team is going to be playing a conference championship game to go to the Super Bowl. Outside of Kansas City in the AFC, it's a roll of the dice. Yes, we know it's a week-to-week league, but who you trusted. Like Tennessee's finding ways to win games, and that will get you to a certain point. But are you ready to put the chips in their corner? And I'm not sure if we are.
Chips like Chippewas?
Not quite like the Chippewas.
Different chips?
But Western Michigan at 14-3 now.
Is it already 14-3? Steph, what have you done? Don't take the 7. We'll go to Terry.
What's up, Terry?
Hello, Terry. How are you?
Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, JJ. And as always, good morning to the Mariano Rivera producers stepping in today, Stephanie. So it's always great. Okay, Christmas, JJ, I had an October and January kid, so 3 was the magic year that it seemed like they started caring. When they were 1 and 2, I thought we could just give them wrapping paper in a box, and they were thrilled with that. So it's nice when the transformation starts. But as years go by, the presents will get mucho more expensive, but that is life. So we move on.
Then it gets to be a car.
Being Dennis Green, the Pats are who I thought they were. Was spoiled, but as a wild card, I thought that would be good. A couple of weeks ago, after when they won in Buffalo, I still thought, well, Buffalo wins tiebreakers, and they've come back. Probably most overpaid player of the week was the Buffalo punter. He got to just hang out on the side, and him and I guess their backup quarterback could have played cards all day. The Cowboys, early in the game, one of their players ran a great seam route, except it was their center, and it's just, again, on officiating, a couple of the Washington players pointed it out, and none of the rest saw that. The center was 10 yards down the field when the pass was made, and obviously it didn't affect that game, but I'm still going, oh, geez, playoffs come, what's going to happen? Burrow with his 500, they kept throwing to getting 500. I was wondering if they needed to take a couple penalties to back themselves up so he could have got the record because they were down by the goal line. Yeah. So, there's times that would do that. Got to get on JJ's nerves a little bit. I am one who loved the 16-game schedule, 17, which I know will turn into 18. I thought 16 was good, but greed and money come into play that way, so we have to deal with it. And like say in the AFC, besides Kansas City, anybody could win a couple games or lose a couple games because it's just going to be a total crapshoot. And the NFC, I guess I think more of your Rams than you do, Jeff. I think they could go on a roll. I think the Bucs are kind of doing it with mirrors and too many guys hurt. And then Green Bay, it's Green Bay where they could make the roll, but I think it's open. The Cowboys could step in, so I think that part of the playoffs is going to be fun to watch. I hope the players are healthy and we get the top players that way. But you guys have a great day. Like I say, enjoy the show. Stephanie, it's always nice to hear you all, and you guys be safe. Take care.
Terry. Yeah, he's got more faith in the Rams than I do. And by the way, the gifts get more expensive. Like it's a car.
Yeah, it's the big one.
Yeah, it's coming. Then it'll be college, maybe private school along the way. Who knows? Steph's like,
scratching those lottery tickets.
Let's keep doing that. You keep playing. That's how it's good. That's how it's good. I don't know. Do you have faith in the Rams?
I do.
Okay.
I think because you're looking at, all right, one game situation. The Rams are a team I believe can compete with those other three in the NFC. I think there's 4 teams that we've all separated. Mm-hmm. These are the 4 teams. The other ones, they have fun trying to make a game of it. But in a one-game scenario, the Rams lining up against Green Bay. We did see that earlier. I understand that. But again, against Green Bay, Dallas, Tampa Bay, they can play with those teams.
All right. Quick Lane Bull, 14-3. Western Michigan just got the ball back. They're up on Nevada. This could get out of hand. Good dudes run that game, too. At least they're getting to play, right? At least they're getting to play. Come back, wrap it up. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is Boomer Esiason.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Hi, I'm Joe with Everguard Roofing and Solar, and I'm proud to say I'm standing next to our University of New Mexico Lobo football quarterback, Terry Wilson. We at Everguard Roofing and Solar are active in our community, and we love the Lobos.
What I love about Everguard Roofing and Solar is their commitment to excellence, and that's what I'm all about. That's why I support this company, because they care about the people of New Mexico.
A hole in your roof or a whole new roof?
Go Lobos!
Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours. With faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
610, the sports animal.
With the ball, the lead, and driving, Western Michigan up 14-3 over Nevada. Quick Lane Bowl, Detroit, Michigan. Mountain West is 4-0 in bowl games, but about ready to go down 21-3 here in this game. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, Stephanie, and Adrian. How did the daughter's trip go? He says, I didn't make any holiday plans. This is from Mike. When they extended the bleeping masks on planes back in October, I knew we weren't heading in the right direction. Well, I mean, they were doing that for a while. I got plans. I'm going somewhere. That's cool. I mean, everybody's got to do their thing. Grady says, apples and tamales. Tough topic, tacklers of the OD and the AM. Trying to compare college football and NFL COVID protocols isn't an apples-to-apples comparison. College athletes are part of a larger school population, and the leaders of the institutions aren't hired and fired based solely on the failure and success of the football team. Colleges and universities are already making decisions, and they're going online the first few weeks of the fall 2022 semester. Like it or not, snicker or don't, but college players or students and leaders just can't let COVID run rampant on teams just to play in games. The college athletes already are operating under special COVID protocols versus the rest of the student population at most colleges. Insert Lobo basketball, men and women playing indoors without masks here. Even if you're 100% cynic about the whole student-athlete thing and you think school leaders only care about money, then you need to see that a school president will open him or herself up to litigation, as well as the entire institution if a regular student gets COVID and gets really sick or worse while the football team plays in a bowl game under updated COVID protocols with several infected players. NFL teams only need to worry about their employees, period. And therein lies the difference. Hoping to maybe see some Hall of Famers in Vegas this week. Grady in Santa Fe by way of the Duke City. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment of the differences. I mean, it's different. It is, and whether you like it or not, that's how it is. And I mean, I hope we're not going to see any more bowl games shut down, but we may. Hey, what'd you think of the little altercation between Jonathan Allen and Darren Payne on the sideline? Two Washington football team teammates, former Alabama teammates. One guy puts his finger in another. Look, to me, a grown man puts his finger, touches another grown man's face, he better be ready to fight. Boop. I mean, not even just point at him. You put your finger in my face in a heated situation, I'm going to guess there's going to be someone throwing a punch. What was surprising about that?
I guess it's, you're looking at who did it. But if you can kind of get away with those things, if people think you're the best player on the team, and Jonathan Allen, when Chase Young isn't there,
it's pretty good.
He's the leader.
Yeah.
He's the veteran.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
Okay.
So it's kind of.
But even then,
set,
I mean,
yeah.
If
Who you point the finger at?
What if a dude you're emotional, you're getting beat 27, put yourself in an emotional situation, and some dude's in your ear, and you're like, yeah, stop chirping, and then he puts his finger in your face, touches your face with it, pokes you in the face, you're going, aren't you?
He straight up wants something to happen.
Yeah,
when he took, because it wasn't just he.
No, he touched the man.
Here's my finger to your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants something to happen. So you go that far, you got to be ready.
Yes.
Dude's going to respond, so, yep.
If you're going to poke a grown man in the face with your finger in an emotional situation, you better expect to fight. I'm not telling you it's right. I'm not telling you it's wrong. I'm just telling you that's how it is.
Should have shown that fight in the football field.
Pick a situation where you think it's okay to stick your finger in a grown man's face.
Well, Payne was. They're yelling at each other.
Poked the bear. Literally poked the bear.
They're yelling at each other. Their defense is getting destroyed.
They were down 28-7 early second quarter.
Blaming each other. What are you doing, man? You need to play. Well, beep. Yeah, it's going to explode.
It's on. I saw it, and you're like, well, yeah, that's why it happened. That dude put his finger in that dude's face, and the other dude came up swinging. Literally swinging, by the way. Instinctually came up, large man, big right coming at you.
You're going to go at the captain, you best be ready.
I just don't understand. It doesn't happen a lot, and so it was a big deal all over the social media and all over the nightly news shows. But to me, it was like, why did this happen? Well, I don't know. I heard the sideline report. I don't know what was said. It doesn't matter what was said. Did you watch what happened? Dude took his finger, was chirping at the dude who was obviously upset, and not only chirped, took his finger and poked the man in the face.
Now what you want to do is say, all right, guys, now bottle all this up and go do that in the football field.
You already done.
Take some of that aggression out on the Cowboys offense. At least give it a try.
They were already done. It was one of those.
It ain't working.
No, it wasn't working at all. All right, more COVID stuff. Duke men's basketball postponing 2 games. Their next 2 because of COVID. They were going to play Clemson and Notre Dame this week. But there's COVID in Duke's basketball program, so they're going to shut down. Look, whatever your television guide tells you you think you're going to see, you may not. And that's really what it comes down to. I mean, whatever it is, I don't know what you're going to see.
Not enough time to update the games that won't be happening this week.
Seriously. No, seriously. So, like it said, what was the game that got canceled today? Was it Military or Fenway? Was Fenway tonight? Not going to see it. Look, Nevada defense held. You're getting a field goal attempt by the brown and white clad Broncos. Snap, hold, kick. It is good. 17-3 on a 27-yard field goal by Western Michigan. What a way for the Mountain West to lose their perfect record, huh? They're going to lose the Bowl Championship Cup because of this, because of Jay Norvell. We never really had this conversation. What do you think of Jay Norvell leaving to go in conference, to leave Nevada, something they built there, to go to Colorado State?
Money.
Certainly money. Double the salary.
Like this one. It's not necessarily like you have a better opportunity to win at Colorado State. It's like the same.
Do you?
I don't think you do.
Well, resources. You got a better facility, brand new facility. You can argue.
No, I think Jay Norvell's a good coach, so he can cash in on those things, but more so than what he just did at Nevada.
So yeah, yeah. Although, I mean, he hit it with Carson Strong, right? He hit it with and two really good receivers. Like, he hit it with playmakers, but he got them. So I give him all the credit. Facilities, it's better at Colorado State. Like, that's not arguable.
So I guess are you saying, can you be more consistent?
Yeah, I think you can at Colorado State. Now, I don't think his plan is to be around long enough to be consistent. And that's why I was surprised Jay Norvell went from Nevada to Colorado State, because I think Jay Norvell, with all these power conference jobs open, I thought he'd be up for one. Washington. Was Arizona not open this year, maybe next year? Texas Tech. I thought a lot of these Jay Norvell would have been, but you know what? I mean, if he went from making what was he making? It was like $700,000.
He doubled his salary.
He's making now like $2 million.
1.6.
1.6. I mean, that's hard to say no, isn't it? Steph, they want to double your salary. You got to go across the street, though. You got to go to the other radio station. You going? You don't have to answer that. I know you're loyal. You would never do that. It's not a fair question. Don't answer. Don't answer. I know you wouldn't. Me neither. Never do that. See? That's right. That's right. It surprised me. I can't remember the last time. I mean, it's not like Rocky Long did that here. He left San Diego State and became the offensive coordinator here. A little bit different. When's the last time you remember a coach leaving one school to go to another school in a conference? It didn't even have to be this conference. I mean, it's hard to find one. I'm sure there is one. I'm sure it's happened in the SEC. But it's hard.
Like head coach to head coach. Yeah.
Head coach to head coach. You got guys going SEC Big 12 or Big 12 SEC or Big 12 Pac-12. But I can't recall the last time that went down. All right. Steph, are you in tomorrow? Why not? Really? I mean, yay, but what? How am I supposed to react? I mean, Steph is here today.
Steph, thank you for being awesome.
Steph, thank you for being awesome. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd will be after that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4, and then you get Monday Night Football. Saints and Dolphins, Trulios after that. We'll come back with award-winning radio tomorrow morning starting at 7 a.m. Big day today?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Adrian, great work. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will smell you tomorrow.
Listen up, sports fans. Bourbon and Boots and 95.9 FM and AM 6.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at FiestaSubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at FiestaSubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
Riley Ottman bodies that ball. Ava Love, wide open bucket. She drifts through the air and knocks it home. So
out of the corner, no. Nora with the rebound, quickly gets it ahead to Weiss. In transition, the left-hand layup is good for Luciano Webster.
oh, Lyra Corona, she has a chance to change that story. She does.
Diaz now with the ball. It's a three-point lead. Montoya, she tries to equalize. Boom! Olivia Montoya with her second three ball of the second half.
There's an assist from half court on the inbounds pass.
That's a long shot. The laser shot. Holy cow. Defense closes down quickly. Garcia Romero for two.
With the rebound here comes Benjamin.
Throw it up.
He's going to throw it up to his big fella, and his third dunk of the night. Hey, remember, Greg Brown doesn't have any timeouts. They get it into Hill. Hill's going to have a chance to win it at the hole. Yeah! He does it. Hill bangs in the three, and the Hawks win it 60-59.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.